Awesome. Just a second, guys, before we make sure it's going live in all the pages. Yes, it's going live here. It's going live here. Amazing. Yes, all the technical things are sorted out, and welcome to Pioneer Prosperity Movement. Here I'm doing a solo show, Maddie, in front of you, and moreover, this topic today is. I understand that it could be a controversial topic for many people. Why you shouldn't start with real estate, but how we are going to get caught up. So that's what the main topic is over here. So at the same point of time, I'm no way discouraging, I'm no way dishonoring the real estate is bad or good or whatever. I'm no way so going to talk about that. I'm no way going to say that this is better than that, that is better than this. I'm not comparing it. I'm not at all comparing it. Of course, the real estate is the best ever option for investment. I'm no way denying that. I'm no way comparing the real estate with other sort of income stream. Instead of having a comparison, I'm going to show you the path with the smartest way of making the money, the smartest way of investment, the smartest way of bringing the cash flow first, then afterwards diversify the cash flow to the investment into the real estate. That's what I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to bring you some sort of evidential and also some numbers in front of you. So by means of that, it opens up to make you to think about the smart way than getting caught and trapped into the other way around, as how many people have struggled in during the between the 2019 to until now. So that's what the main reason why I jumped on, to provide you an insight, so that it's going to really unpack so many truths and as well as a myth. Then you can make an informed decision to build your portfolio or net worth, whatever you call it as, or creating your wealth, rather than after 20-30 years, how you can condense or optimize or maximize your time, your money, your energy, and your life within a short span of time. I'm not saying that it's a quick hit scheme. So within a short span of time, as much as possible, instead of waiting to get the fruit out of your investment into real estate after 10 years, after 20 years, and until then, until this 10 or 20 years, hustling and grinding a lot, there's no point, is it or not? So of course, the real estate is going to give you the fruit out of it probably in 5 years time, or in 10 years time, or in 20 years time. Until then, you will be so much hustling and grinding and running here and there, doing overtime, doing multiple number of jobs, doing so many number of hours with a small business or a brick and mortar. Understand that. But at the same point of time, there is a one other smartest way of making use of the real estate to really produce a great asset instead of getting caught with a liability. That's what the intention of this live session. So this is the live session for you if you are a 95 person, or a dad and mom, yeah, who are working in the job or overtime, because I used to work 60 hours a day, 60 hours, sorry, come on, 60 hours a week. So yeah, or you could be a small business owner. Okay, at the same time, you already would have invested in the real estate, or you might be having a debate between whether to investment, whether to do go for a real estate investment or do something else. If you're debating between that, or if you're already invested in real estate, and anyway, either way, I'm going to show you the smartest method of condensing, collapsing, or optimizing and maximizing the time, so you can able to live your life every single day instead of hustling and grinding. At the same point of time, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes a considerable amount of time to learn these strategies, whatever I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to provide it to you. And followed by that, I'm telling you, this will become the game changer for you. Instead of waiting for another 10, 20, or 30 years, you can able to make the real estate as an asset and scale it. That's a very, very important thing. Scale it furthermore without tightening your bank balance. That's what I'm about to show it to you. So the number one important thing is you must understand, if you are a 9 to 5 or if you're a small business owner, there are two different strategies. Okay, I'm going to unpack it to you. If you're a 9 to 5 or a small business owner, whether you may or may not know about it, you are working for money. 9 to 5, definitely it's very open. You are working for money for a stipulated number of hours, right? Whereas if you're a small business owner, a small or a brick and mortar business, it could be your own boss, but unknowingly you are owning a job. That's ideal truth behind it. You are owning a job. It means that you may not be having any specific number of hours, or because you will be wearing so many number of hats. Okay, I'm wearing only one hat, which says be your own boss. Of course, I'm my own boss. So in that case, as a small business owner or a brick and mortar business, you will have to wear all the hats. So there is no specific number of hours, because you have to turn up, you have to be there in your business, because there is no system, there is no automation. Even though people are working under you, but still if they don't turn up, you must jump in all the time. So in real, of course, both of you, either way, you're a 9 to 5 or you're a small business owner or you're a brick and mortar, even though you make money, but at the same point of time it needs your active presence. It means that you are relying on the time, saying time is money, and you're definitely you are working for money. As long as you fall into any of this category, your income is limited, or your income is capped. Why I'm saying your income is capped? Because it is based on the time. The time is not infinite, right? The time is not infinite. The time is finite. It is capped. Eventually your income is also capped. Yeah, you could say that. Of course, being in a small business, being in a brick and mortar, your profit will be a little bit higher than the 9 to 5 years. I understand that. I played that role as well. I was in a job. It means I was a professionally healthcare professional as a physiotherapist for 23 years, worked for 60 hours a week. On top of that, I was having a small business as a photography as well. So I played dual roles on many of the instances. Of course, it was so much of hustling, so much of grinding, uh, compromised many of my personal time, family time, I could say that. But I couldn't able to come out of that. I couldn't able to see the freedom of my life, even though I was doing for 23 years, not 1 or 2 or 5 years, guys, more than 2 decades. So I found out the way. When I found out the way, I realized that wow, I have wasted 23 years of my time. The reason, because it was not being told, I was not being taught in any of my schools and universities. Of course, the schools and the universities will not teach you to make money. Rather, they will teach you to work for money. That's a different topic. I'm not going to bring in here, so I don't want to confuse you with so much of information to overwhelm you. Rather, coming back to the topic here, there is a very common myth that when you invest into the property, that you will get so and so. Yeah, I don't deny that. I really accept that. Of course, real estate is one of the very good investment, I would say, in the current economic, in the current world. Of course, wherever you are from, whichever the country you're watching it from. So, and moreover, guys, if you're watching in replay, hashtag replay. If you're watching in live, hashtag live. And also just giving you a, what do you think about it? Just say what do you think about it. Just comment in the comments below. If you're watching in YouTube, Maddie and Sudha Pioneer Prosperity Movement. If you say that this is wrong, blah blah blah, just drop it in the comment below. Whatever you feel, be open, be authentic, be vulnerable to share it in the comment below. And also, like, if you like that, if you resonate to it, drop it in the comment below. Or if you feel that you could want to share to someone, feel free to share. And if you're watching in YouTube, subscribe for that as well, so that you will be notified for any new upcoming live, or the video which we are going to post it about, because we are living completely a freedom of life for the past 14 months, I would say that, because I stopped working for someone by November 2000 and 2021. So nearly for almost going to be 3 years now. So I'm not working for anyone, because I'm having my own automated online business, and by means of that, I help my wife to get a job, and then afterwards we completely in a dreamful life, I would say that, be living with the time freedom with my family, with my 2 kids. My kids are in homeschooling, and with our online business, where I can do it from anywhere. For the fourth part, Oh, come on. For the past 14 months, we have been traveling around Australia because this is our dreamful life. And also, we've been to Japan for 35 days, came back, and still we are traveling around. This is our life. And we are so determined to be a true present parent. Yeah. So, coming back to the topic again. How many times I'm going here and there, right? This is me. Anyway, the main thing you must understand is if you're having that finite income, whether you are a 9 to 5 or a small business owner or a brick and mortar business owner, so if you're in a finite income, with that finite income you are trying to multiply, you are trying to produce some sort of passive income, and you're going to drop that into the investment property. Beautiful. But the point is, you are thinking that on most of the gurus says that, of course, when you drop in the investment property, the rental person who is going to rent will provide the for the mortgage, blah 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 things. But at the end of the year, at the end of the financially, if you calculate, even though the rent comes, but again the maintenance cost and the what's that, the council rates and all those kind of listed things, if you calculate it, definitely you end up in paying out of your pocket. When you read what's called as Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and also when you follow GC, he eventually beautifully mentions also GC, Grant Cardone, he beautifully mentions that. So it means when you rely on your tenant rental income, when you rely on your rental income for your investment property to pay off that investment property's mortgage, that is what is wrong. When you just, apart from your what is called as 9 to 5 or a small business income, when you just rely on the investment property's rental income to pay off that investment property, that is absolutely a wrong way of building your portfolio. I'm going to prove it with evidence. You know what happened between 2019 and 2021, and you would have personally experienced. I don't want to say that. Between 2019 and 2021, what happened is 53% of the people who had the investment property got negative grading because they couldn't able to pay back, or they couldn't able to pay the investment property's mortgage. If you are a investment property owner already, you would have definitely faced it, because that time what happened, that, and many people couldn't able to pay the rent, the government slashed it, but still you got the mortgage and all those sort of things you paid from your pocket, and many people's pocket become tightened, the bank's balance became tightened because of those, because it ended up became a liability rather than being an asset. What is about what is asset and liability? I don't want to explain in simple way. Asset is what the money comes to your pocket, liability is what the money goes out of your pocket. So if you are just being with a finite income without having any additional cash flow, if you are just relying with your finite income, and if you're going in investing into investment property, 5% or 20%, 20%, 30%, but if you're still relying on the rental income to pay back the investment property, that is an absolute fatal way, because you are trapped there. And moreover, many people, almost everyone, because of the lack of financial literacy, they buy the house, they pay the mortgage, and they live in the same house. That is the another fatal path, I would say. I'm telling you, if you are owning a house and living in the same house which you're owning and paying the mortgage, that's not the way at all to build the portfolio. I just came across this saying, not saying, of course, one of the billionaire mentioned this actually, like what is that? I'm not getting the exact sentence that he mentioned, but I've just paraphrased it. Be in a rental property and rent what you own. Do not ever rent your own property, rent your own property, something along the line. Rent what you're having a mortgage, rent what you own, and you rent what other people's own. That's something along the line. You got it, what I mean to say. So you must go and rent in your property, You must be in a rent. That's it. You must be in a rent. But at the same time, when you're having a house and if you're paying a mortgage for that house, just give it for a rent. That is a better and best method of developing your portfolio. If you're already paid your mortgage outright or something like that, if you bought a house outright, which is very well possible by any way, if you already paid the mortgage or if you're already having a house which you have bought it for outright, be in the house, that's not a problem at all. But paying the mortgage and living in the same house thinking that it's your own house is an absolute trap. Again, what you're doing is you're refinancing the house which you're living in, that's with the mortgage, refinancing the amount and then putting that into the investment property while you're working in the 9 to 5, while you're working for a small business, while you're working for money into your brick and mortar investment, refinancing this one as what the guru says, and then putting that money into the investment property and waiting for the rental income to pay off that mortgage of the investment property. I'm telling you, it is an absolute trap. People say that you're going to get the 6%, 6% or 7% every year investment increase, blah 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 blah. Okay, you'll get additional $500 per week or $600 per week. Yeah, if that house, if that investment property is in certain I built blah 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 area. If not, again, it's going to be a little bit down or $200 or whatever it is. And most of the time, at the end of the financial year, it becomes liability. The reason because you have to come out, you have to bring the money out of your pocket. And many people suffered, including you would have suffered between the year of 2019 to 2021. And no wonder in Australia itself, 53% of the investment property owners got negative grading, and still it's going on worse. Why? Have you ever asked your question, this question to you? This is what you must exactly ask yourself. The reason because of the hard method of investing it much more quicker while you are living in the same house which has a mortgage for you and investing there because you are refinancing investing there. That is absolutely not at all the right method of doing it. You will, at certain point, you will definitely get caught. You will definitely get caught means you definitely get trapped. And many people are already suffering with it, and they are trying to manage by just refinancing it and then after going in here and then accumulating that and concluding that blah 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 based on the bank's business. They're already in the trap. You are already in the trap. Do you know that? And it's not easy to come out of it. So if you're already in the trap, there are ways to do. There are ways to come out of it by means of having a temporary sacrifice. That's what exactly I have done, because I was in the mid of the trap. And then when I came across all these, when I really like financially got literated, I'm still learning about it. Not by the financial advisors, not by the economic advisors, not by the financial gurus. Okay, so because they will. Okay, I'm not going to touch that part. So instead of that, I learned, and followed by that, temporarily I sacrificed myself to come out of the house where I was living in. And now definitely I'm living my life, guys. The ultimate freedom flex of life is nothing but not the materialistic things that you're holding, rather having a being a true present parent, having a life with a slow morning, at the same time building your portfolio behind that. I'm going to unleash it, all those sort of things. So that is a one way. That is how nearly 90% of the people are get caught there. And if you're there, you know the pain behind it, even though you may think that in 10 years, in 20 years time, my portfolio will be this. But until those 10, 20 years, you are sacrificing now. You are not living your present moment. Rather, you're thinking about your 10 years and 20 years time. And by means of that, now you are not at all living. You're chasing behind the future. You're chasing behind the money by means of temporarily sacrificing, not being with your family, not being with your kids. You know the pain behind it. But there is a much more smarter way. I'm telling you, by means of my own experience, there's a much more smarter way without having all these hassles, without having all this grinding and hustling kind of life. It's nothing but having a cash flow. That's it. So this is the one way, as I said to you. That's what most of people know it. And literally, the system, they don't want you to know the smartest way. That's it. That they don't want you to know the smartest way, because if you know that, they can't get benefit out of it. You know who I mean, they. So we are not having a victim mindset to blame them. Rather, that is where we must take this complete radical self responsibility of literating ourselves. That's what exactly I have done, because I was in the mid of the trap, and I got really hard hit during that, between the 2019 and 2021 time. I was in the mid of the trap. But when I came across why it is like that, even though I was earning much, why that so? Why I'm still in got trapped? Then I came to know, or came to realize all these things. Then that's it. Then me and my wife had a very great discussion, and followed by that, now I completely escaped out of it, and still I'm sorting out here and there certain things. I'm telling you, there is another smartest way. That smartest way is going to make you to live the life now without much of an hustle, without much of an grind, without much of an hassle. And followed by that, you will be having a steady cash flow. By means of having a steady cash flow, and if you go an investment into the real estate later, it becomes an asset. Instead of waiting to make that investment property as an asset after 10 or 20 years and getting the fruit out of it, it will very well happen in 5 years time. Come on. Why you have to wait for another 10 or 20 or 30 years to get the fruit out of it, when you know the smartest way of having a cash flow to your pocket? And that cash flow, you can either pay it extra payment into the mortgage of your own house, or after the investment property. And followed by that, you can pay off both your mortgage, both the investment properties mortgage, and quicker the result. That is a smart way of doing it. So if you're ever having you're working in a 9 to 5 or as a small business, do not ever invest into the real estate first and first. Now, you will definitely end up in getting trapped, even though you are going to get it somewhere in a nice proper place. Rather, I'm telling you, first 2 to 3 years, just give a time frame of 2 to 3 years, be in your 9 to 5 or a small business, and have an additional business which is an online business, which gives a more commission, high commission, and that business is having a system in place. It means that business is having a automation in place. Did you get it? Having an automated online business, it doesn't mean that that is going to do 100%, but with your less effort, I mean to say, with your less effort, a minimum of 2 hours of your day, flexible 2 hours of your day. You could be working 8 to 10 hours in your job, or you could be of course of working a ridiculous number of hours in your small business, whatever it is. But if you can able to, by knowing the outcome and benefit of the smartest way, if you can able to sacrifice the 2 hours, investing your 2 hours of your day flexible time, any like 15 minutes pocket or half an hour pocket, whatever it is in a day, and if you can able to get into the business which has a proven business strategy for the past 50 years, which I'm telling you, and get into the business, learn the business. Behind that, you just grow the business, learn and take necessary action for the business, and eventually, I'm telling you, you will be in a position to make minimum of up to 6,500 Australian dollars per single sale. Oh, I'm not a selling person, I don't want to sell any product. How about having a business which doesn't require you to do the product promotion, which doesn't require you to do the product marketing. Without doing that, having an automation in place, and that automation is going to do all the heavy lifting for you, whereas you are going to learn about it. Even though you don't have need any online business experience or online experience, you're going to learn about the automation, you're going to learn about the business, and then afterwards you're going to use your 2 hours of your time to do the business in the online. And followed by that, eventually, through by means of duplication, through by means of other methods, it provides you the 10 streams of income. That's what exactly the business I'm in. I found a way. It is going to provide you one business with one time small investment. It is going to provide you 10 streams of income, including the passive billable legacy and generational wealth in long course, which is an uncapped income. Having that cash flow in hand, it could be an extra 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or even 50,000. Having that cash flow in hand alongside your working here, so by means of that, you can pay off your mortgage, you can diversify the income later on into the real estate, is the smartest way of doing it. And by means of that, you can condense and optimize and maximize your time. And not only that, you can scale. Why? Because you are having the cash flow, increased money rotation. At the same point of time, you can have a live life at the present moment. Got it? So which one do you choose? Which one do you think is the smartest way? The only thing is you need to step on to the unknown and uncertain things, learn that and implement that. And moreover, if 3 million people across the globe are doing it, including myself, with a proven business academy, with a proven blueprint strategy, if they can do it, if I can do it, why not you? Got it? So now tell me, which one is an ideal method? Which one is the smartest way? Can you able to spend flexible 2 hours of your day? And are you open-minded? Are you coachable? And knowing the smartest way is going to make you scale your income, scale your profit, and then create your wealth while making the money to work for you in another 5 years time. Or this one, the other way around, where while you are working for the money, waiting for another 10 or 20, 30 years, which one do you choose? This one you can't scale it much, but this one, because of the uncapped cash flow, you can scale it as well. That's it, guys. This is what you must learn. This is what you must know. That is why I said, why investing into real estate at first is not good, but getting into the automated online business, which has an automation in place with a one-time small investment, not like investing as into the franchise business, not like investing into the pizza shop, not like investing into the restaurant. Not at all that much. Whereas it's going to give you the cash flow and then diversify the income. At the same point of time, it is going to give you the time freedom. Imagine this: if you're going to make that if you're going to make 5 figure, at least minimum 5 figure per month, it could be a 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or $50,000. Then you can think whether you want to still stuck with your 95. Maybe you're passionate about that. That's absolutely fine. Or you can take your family like me, travel around. You might be a traveler. You want to be a traveler around the world. Live with a location independence. Live with your time freedom. Be a present parent. You could be a new mom or a new dad. Or you want to be like us, you want to be with your kids. You can do that very well. Wherever you are from, wherever the country you are means you are exploring around, you can still do the business as long as you can connect, as long as you're connected to the internet. So tell me, where is a life? So I leave it to you. If you say that this is the smartest way, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to create my profile, if you say so, drop below smart. That's it. Drop below smart. Whether you're watching in YouTube or in Facebook or in Instagram, drop below smart. And followed by that, we will have a 20 minutes qualifying call. And followed by that, I'm in a position to help you out furthermore, as long as we are a good match. So anyway, whether you're reaching me or not, this is the insight that I want to really share with you, and followed by that, you will get to know, you will get to realize the best method of scaling your wealth, creating your portfolio within a short span of time without getting involved into any quick hit scheme, and making the money to work for you rather than waiting for a $500 or $600 per week. You're worth more than that. You're worth more than that. Come on. That $500 and $600 per week with the current inflation is nothing. Instead of thinking small and settling for small, think big, think extraordinarily. Don't just wait for the serviceability, which is an absolute trap. Rather, think big, think extraordinary, make an extraordinary decision and take an extraordinary action with a one time investment. I'm telling you, that becomes a game changer of your life. Every decision counts to become a game changer of your life, or every indecision that you make will make you to stay where you are. You will not get what you want, you will get who you are becoming. That's it, guys. That's what I want to share with you. Be smart, live your life to the fullest. You're born to live here with your birthright, which is abundance, affluence, freedom, and prosperity. And you can very well make it happen. I will show you the way. I will guide you the way. I will help and mentor you all the way. As long as you're coachable, as long as you're committed for yourself. Live your life to the fullest. We succeed together.